You on the ride with Bray, so let's have a discussion. Come along for the ride, and I'm gonna teach you how to hustle. Yo, what's good? You know, on this channel, we always talking about finances, right, and money. But I thought today we could do something a little bit different and change it up. Let's talk about the fact that money is not everything, right? So, boom. Number one, I want you to realize something. Once you die and leave this earth, the money is not coming with you. And when you came into this world, you came into this world with no money or any possessions for that matter. And as a matter of fact, rich people oftentimes have a worse quality of mental health than people who have less money. And the only reason I say that is because the people who chase after money and they make that their only source of, purpose or happiness or even identity in some cases, once they realize at the later stages in life that they spent so much time gathering all this money, they end up asking the question like, what for? Like, why? What am I here for? You know what I'm saying? Because it gets to a point where money doesn't matter anymore when you make so much of it. And that's coming from somebody who hasn't made a bunch of money. But I have enough common sense to just look at the rich people that I've seen online, and the wise ones always have a purpose that's bigger than just money in life. You know what I'm saying? Like children, raising a good family, caring about the people that you love, making the world a better place. You know what I'm saying? Things like that matter so much more than the money itself. Because if we tell the truth, money is nothing but a sheet of paper. You know what I'm saying? It's an object created by higher powers that be to keep us all working. You know what I'm saying? To keep us all bound and control us at the end of the day. That's really what it is. So really, money is nothing more than a tool that you should use to buy your freedom back. But other than that, there's not too much more about money that's special, if I'm being honest. Your time is more valuable than the money. And what's crazy about that is I saw a lot of people that were commenting about, time being more valuable than money, or you shouldn't work 80 hours a week and you shouldn't work 12-hour shifts. And I get that from that perspective that time is more valuable than money. But unfortunately, the cards that I'm dealt and that many other people in America and around the world are dealt is the fact that we have no choice but to spend our time for money because we weren't born into money. You get what I'm saying? So it's not always about somebody wanting to, spend all their time or use their entire life to slave for, rich CEOs, but it's more or less just a necessity. And I think more people should consider that before, they judge other people's situations. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion. Feel free to leave your own opinions. Like, I'm not saying that you're wrong for feeling a different way about the things that I'm saying, but it's just like, I don't see how money could ever be more valuable than someone's time, because on your deathbed, you won't look up and say, I wish I was making more money right now. I think everybody on their deathbed wish for more time, if I'm being honest. You know what I mean? And that leads me on to number two, which is a relationship with God is more valuable than time and money, because God created time, God created money, God created you. So at the end of the day, if you chasing money, or even if you're like making free time your idol and you're worshiping your free time without giving God any of it when he's the one that gave it to you in the first place, I mean, if I'm being honest, let's just be real. That's not how you live a blessed life. And I'm guilty of it. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. And I'm not saying that anybody else is going to be perfect, because only one was perfect. His name is Christ Jesus. And that's okay. But at the end of the day, your relationship with God is the only thing that's going to satisfy your hunger. And the Bible actually teaches us to be content with what we have in life. And at the same time, as you're content, the Bible also teaches us not to be lazy. So it's not saying that use that as an excuse to be lazy by any means. There's people in the Bible that were rich, and God is not against people having wealth. Solomon was wealthy. Job was wealthy. Who else? The kings in the Bible were wealthy. Jesus was poor on earth, but he's wealthy in heaven. He's wealthy in all creation. And the Bible even says that he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. You know what I'm saying? Even Abraham was wealthy, right? So it's not a problem to have wealth, but if your wealth is more important to you than a relationship with the one who created you and who could take it all away in a blink of an eye, then your priorities are wrong. I'm sorry. Actually, not sorry, but your priorities are wrong, man. So yeah, I really ain't got too much else to say. That's just really me being vulnerable with you guys about the things that we talk about on this channel, because I view us as a family. I don't look at you guys as just people who are fans. I look at y'all as my friends, my family, my supporters. Like, without y'all, I wouldn't have the motivation to actually keep going and make these videos. But because you guys are actually, commenting and liking the videos and telling me that, you needed to hear a message like this today, that means something to me. It does, because my calling in this life is to love my neighbor, right? And if I can love my neighbor by using my situation as a testimony and as a story to encourage the next person who may be in similar shoes or a similar situation as me, that you can do it, you can hustle, and that you can make the best out of a situation that you're not necessarily okay with, then that's a blessing to me, and I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So without further ado, I ain't got too much else to say. I'm gonna yap y'all heads off. It's free to like, it's free to subscribe, and it's free to comment. So without further ado, we gone.